If you're a woman over 60 and have discovered that intimacy feels different, more distant, challenging, or even uncomfortable, know that you're not alone and these experiences are very real. For many women, the most difficult aspect isn't the physical changes themselves, but rather the gradual loss of confidence, the dimming of that inner spark, and the quiet realization that something fundamental to your identity seems to be fading. You may feel emotionally distant from your partner, or perhaps more troubling, disconnected from yourself. It's as if the vibrant, sensual woman you once were remains somewhere within, but has become increasingly difficult to access. However, this doesn't mark the end of your story. Rather, it could signal the start of a new, more deeply connected phase of your life. There exists a profoundly personal and remarkably effective approach that can help restore physical sensation, rebuild intimate connections, and help you reconnect with your body. This practice requires fewer than 15 minutes daily and doesn't depend on hormone treatments, medications, or anyone else's approval, just your own hands and your openness to trying something new. My name is Dr. Talia Monroe. I'm a board-certified physician with more than 3 decades of experience helping women rediscover their vitality during midlife and beyond. Through my practice, I've witnessed how therapeutic touch, a straightforward, natural massage routine, can revitalize blood circulation, restore nerve sensitivity, and rekindle that quiet confidence you may have believed was permanently lost. Before we explore the detailed approach, I'd like to ask one favor. If this message speaks to you, if you believe more women deserve to feel acknowledged, understood, and healthy throughout their 60s, 70s, and beyond, please engage with this content by liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your participation matters and helps us connect with more women who could benefit from this information. Now, let's examine why this technique proves effective and why it might be the missing element you've been seeking. Let's begin with something we intuitively comprehend: touch as a healing force. Throughout most of our lives, physical contact has represented care, embraces from friends, comforting hands on shoulders, gentle gestures from loved ones. Yet somewhere along our journey, particularly as we mature, physical contact becomes less common. Intimate touch becomes even rarer. It shifts to being clinical, transactional, or vanishes altogether. This absence affects us far beyond the surface level. Scientific studies demonstrate that intentional, caring touch produces powerful effects on both body and mind. It soothes the nervous system, decreases cortisol levels, the stress hormone that interferes with desire, and increases oxytocin production, the hormone linked to trust, connection, and emotional bonding, according to Mayo Clinic research. Even more remarkable, therapeutic touch can actually retrain your body to respond again. As estrogen levels decline during and after menopause, blood circulation to the pelvic area often decreases, and nerve sensitivity may diminish. This explains why some women begin experiencing numbness or lack of responsiveness, not due to lost desire, but because the physical pathways of response have quieted. Through consistent, focused massage of key areas, you can reawaken these pathways. You can enhance circulation to essential tissues, gently stimulate nerve endings, and send signals to the brain saying, "I'm still here. I still want to feel." This isn't a quick solution or marketing gimmick, it's fundamental biology. Touch increases nitric oxide production, a molecule that helps blood vessels dilate and promotes healthy circulation, particularly important in areas affected by aging or hormonal changes, according to NIH research. When circulation improves, natural lubrication often follows. When nerve pathways receive stimulation, sensitivity returns. And when the body begins responding again, confidence follows close behind. One woman I worked with, a retired educator named Eleanor, shared that she hadn't felt connected to her body in years. It was like the lights were off, she explained. After just 3 weeks of practicing this nightly massage, her description changed. Something switched back on. I feel like myself again. This is truly what the practice offers, feeling like yourself within your body, within your relationships, and within your life. Therapeutic touch also produces another powerful effect. It helps you emotionally return home to yourself. As women, we dedicate much of our lives to giving, to partners, children, careers, and friends. We're rarely taught to offer ourselves gentle, non-judgmental attention. We're seldom encouraged to slow down and explore our bodies with compassion rather than criticism. When you engage in this type of routine, even if it initially feels unfamiliar, you begin rewriting that narrative. You start rebuilding the connection between body and mind, not for anyone else's benefit, but for your own. You become more grounded, more centered, and yes, more confident. This confidence doesn't remain confined to intimate moments. It appears in how you carry yourself, in your entrance into rooms, and in the energy your loved ones sense when around you. For many women, it renews both emotional and physical closeness in their relationships. When you feel connected to yourself, connecting with someone else becomes much easier. Most importantly, you don't need a prescription to begin. You don't require expensive equipment. You don't need to spend money or wait for someone else's assistance. You already possess everything necessary. Now that you understand the emotional and biological significance of touch, let's explore what actually occurs within your body when you begin this therapeutic massage. While the benefits may feel emotional and even spiritual, the science supporting them is both real and incredibly encouraging. As you age, your blood vessels, especially in the lower body, may lose flexibility. Estrogen, which once supported smooth blood flow and natural lubrication, decreases after menopause. The result: less blood reaching your pelvic region, which can make arousal feel difficult, responsiveness dull, and intimacy more frustrating than fulfilling. However, circulation can improve with appropriate stimulation. When you apply gentle, rhythmic pressure to specific areas, your lower abdomen, inner thighs, and external genitalia, you encourage vasodilation. This simply means your blood vessels open up, allowing fresh, oxygen-rich blood to flow into the tissues that support sexual function, according to the National Institute on Aging. This massage functions somewhat like physical therapy for your intimacy. The more regularly you practice it, the better your body responds. Just as strengthening a muscle through exercise, you're retraining your body to improve blood flow in areas that may have been neglected for years. Over time, nerves, particularly those in the pelvic region, can lose sensitivity if not regularly activated. This isn't permanent damage, but rather a form of dormancy, like a sleeping system in your body that simply needs a gentle nudge to awaken. That's precisely what therapeutic massage provides. With focused attention to the clitoral area, the mons pubis, and surrounding tissues, you can reawaken those nerve endings and send powerful signals to your brain. As you stimulate these regions, the brain begins to reconnect. It remembers what arousal feels like, and your body starts responding again, sometimes even during your initial sessions. Most women know these muscles from exercises like Kegels, but many don't realize how much these muscles contribute to pleasure, arousal, and even urinary health. If your pelvic floor is chronically tense, which often occurs after menopause or childbirth, it can block circulation and dull sensation. You may not even notice this tension because it builds gradually over years. The massage technique helps release this hidden tightness. One area in particular, called the perineum, the small space between the vaginal opening and anus, holds surprising amounts of tension. When gently massaged, this area can help reset your pelvic floor, restore sensation, and improve comfort, according to Cleveland Clinic research. As these muscles begin to soften and respond, bladder function often improves as well. Some women report fewer leaks, better control, and a general sense of core strength returning. It's a ripple effect. What begins as a small act of self-care in one part of your body ends up benefiting your whole self. When your body feels safe and cared for, your nervous system shifts from a stress state, fight or flight, into a healing state known as rest and digest, or the parasympathetic mode. This shift allows your body to lower cortisol, increase oxytocin, and focus on repair and regeneration, according to NIH research. This is why breathwork is often recommended during the massage. Deep, slow breathing during the process helps signal to your brain, it's okay to relax. I'm safe. I can let go. This isn't just a mindset, it's a physiological state change, and it's essential for restoring intimacy after 60. The step-by-step process. Now that you understand why this massage works so effectively, let's explore how to perform it step by step. This isn't a complex or clinical routine. In fact, its simplicity contributes to its power. You don't need flexibility, special training, or complicated tools. What you do need is a quiet space, a few uninterrupted minutes, and willingness to connect with your body in a new way. Over the years, I've taught this technique to many women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Most had never attempted anything similar before, but those who maintained consistency often described it as a turning point, not just for their intimate life, but for how they felt about themselves as women. Creating the environment. Begin by establishing a calm and comfortable environment. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of peace can create the foundation for genuine healing. I often recommend performing the massage in the evening after a warm shower or bath. Warm water relaxes muscles, opens blood vessels, and signals to your body that it's safe to release. Choose a private, quiet space. Your bedroom or bathroom often works best. You might dim the lights or play calming music. This isn't about performance, it's about presence. Think of it like preparing your mind and body for sleep, but with the added intention of self-care. If you prefer, you can use a small amount of unscented, natural oil like coconut or almond oil for comfort. The 5 steps. Step 1. Lower abdomen. Place your hands just below your belly button. Using your fingertips, begin making slow circular motions across your lower abdomen. Apply gentle but firm pressure enough to feel warmth, but never to the point of discomfort. Continue for 1 to 2 minutes. This step helps stimulate the pelvic nerves that support arousal and lubrication, and encourages relaxation in the core muscles that often hold hidden tension. Step 2. Inner thighs. Next, place both palms on the inside of your thighs. Starting near the knees, slowly glide your hands upward toward your groin. Use long, smooth motions, applying enough pressure to feel the muscles, but not so much that it causes discomfort. Repeat this movement several times. This promotes circulation from the major arteries in your legs toward the pelvic area, acting like a gentle pump to activate blood flow. Step 3. Mons pubis and outer labia. Now bring your attention to the mons pubis, the soft area just above your pubic bone, and the outer labia. Using flat fingers, trace slow circular motions along these areas. This isn't meant to be overtly stimulating in a sexual sense. Think of it instead as reawakening awareness. You're helping dormant nerve endings remember how to respond. This area is rich in vascular tissue, and gentle touch here helps signal your brain to increase blood flow and reconnect to sensation. Step 4. Perineum. Focus on the space between the vaginal opening and anus. This area is often overlooked but holds deep tension, especially after childbirth, hormonal changes, or years of inactivity. Using 2 fingers, apply light pressure in small circular motions. Take your time. This part of the massage helps release tightness in the pelvic floor, which can interfere with both arousal and comfort. Releasing this area often brings surprising emotional and physical relief. Step 5. Breathing throughout the process. Keep your breath steady and intentional. Inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Deep breathing helps shift your nervous system into a parasympathetic state, the mode where healing, blood flow, and emotional regulation occur. It also helps keep your attention focused on the experience rather than drifting to distractions or performance concerns. As you move through each step, don't rush. Don't judge. You may feel awkward at first, and that's completely normal, but your body will start to remember. Sensations may be faint initially, a warmth, a gentle tingle, or a release of tension you didn't know you were carrying. That's progress. That's connection. That's healing. Building your nightly practice. You now have the knowledge and the steps. The final piece involves putting it all into practice consistently, gently, and with intention. This isn't about trying it once and hoping for magic. It's about creating a ritual that becomes part of how you care for yourself, a way to reconnect every evening with the woman you still are. Step 1. Set aside time. Choose just 10 to 15 minutes each evening when you can be alone and uninterrupted. For most women, right before bed works best. Not only is it naturally quiet, but your body is already transitioning into a relaxed state, making it the perfect time to build this new habit. Treat this time as sacred, not a chore or to-do list item, but a small act of devotion to yourself. You've spent years caring for others. This time is for you. Step 2. Create warmth and comfort. Before beginning, take a warm shower or apply a soft heated towel to your lower abdomen. That warmth helps dilate blood vessels, loosens tight muscles, and calms your nervous system. You can also light a candle, play soft instrumental music, or use a calming scent like lavender. These small signals help train your brain that it's time to relax, reconnect, and receive. What you've learned and begun here represents a powerful act of reclaiming. You've discovered that you don't need permission to feel alive again. You don't need hormones, perfect circumstances, or anyone else's approval. You have the tools, the time, and the right to feel, to heal, to reconnect, and to be vibrant, sensual, and whole. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one rooted in self-respect, gentle strength, and the quiet power of choosing yourself.